Hey guys, welcome to Big Loz Official. Today we are looking at the up and coming World's Ultimate Strongman Beasts in the Middle East contest, which is taking place in Dubai on the 26th of October. A completely new competition. These guys have kind of invested a load of money into it. They're trying to put on probably the biggest strongman show of all time. I was very, very lucky to be invited to it. I'm really excited. Never been to Dubai before, so I'm looking at making this competition my kind of comeback competition from just having too many kind of niggly injuries. I ended up pulling out of 3 shows over the summer just to give myself some time to recover. I'm 35 now and I've been doing this sport for a very long time, and I just can't recover and compete as much as maybe some of the younger guys or how I could when I was younger. So I'm trying to focus on a few shows each year, and this is a show that I'm really excited about, training hard for, and I'm looking forward to going over there. I wanted to kind of announce what the events are to you guys if you didn't know already. We'll have a quick talk of some of the guys doing it. It's an absolutely stacked lineup. I think there's about 15 guys competing in total. I'm not sure 100% on everyone, but I know you've got like Brian Shaw, Zadrunas, Hafthor, myself, Terry Hollins, Lissis, Caron, Janasha, just loads and loads of huge names in the sport, and it's going to be one hell of a show. Events got sent to me this week. They are pretty scary, not going to lie, but I'm looking forward to it. Some good events for me as well, although I've never gone as heavy on some of these events. The first event's a truck pull. I'm going to do 30-meter truck pull. Tends to be a pretty good event for me, so I'm training hard on truck pull each week. Arm over arm as well. That's another event that's notoriously not been a great event for me, but it's something I'm actually putting some time in and working hard on each week, working hard with it, focusing on technique and then increasing the endurance as we kind of master the technique. It's been making some good progress as well. I feel like I've really kind of started to figure out a technique that works for me on it. Um, Next event is the silver dollar deadlift for maximum weight. Now this is going to be a fun event. 18-inch deadlift basically, maximum weight. There's going to be some huge lifts going up. I'm focusing on my own targets. If I can hit a 460, that'll be a PB for me from that height. Weirdly, I'm almost better from the floor. I can generate so much power, but I've pulled 435 from the floor. I've pulled 440 from 18 inches before. So if I can beat 440, that's a PB. The target is 460, and anything else, then we'll just be we'll be happy. The pressing medley. This is probably one of the least scary events of the contest in terms of weights, but I know the implements are awkward. It's 4 implements: 160 kilo log, 100 kilo dumbbell, 160 kilo axle, and then 140 kilo block. And obviously, time is important on each. So, everyone's capable of doing the log, the dumbbell, and the axle. The block is awkward, and I've heard it's quite an awkward shape. So understanding kind of getting the balance right will be an issue with something like that. But I'm training hard on it, and the transition from each movement, each implement is looking good. And notoriously, although I've never been known as like the best presser in the world, I've always done okay on events like that. World's Strongest Man, we did an overhead medley of 2 axles and 2 dumbbells, and I've placed pretty high on those type of events before. Axle up until a few years ago, I had the British record on. Same with the log, and the dumbbell at one point. So, and once Eddie and Graham Hicks, those guys kind of take it to another level. But still behind them, I think I've got the best log in competition, and only Eddie's beaten me on the axle. So I'm confident with some good training. I've started getting my pressing back to where it used to be after a long time of kind of suffering due to initially tearing my labrum and then just other injuries that have held me back. I feel like my pressing's getting to where it needs to be now, and almost at my best again, and hopefully can start pushing beyond that. The next event is notoriously my best event, which is the yoke, but it's a very heavy yoke. I've never ever even lifted this much weight. It's 580 kilo yoke for 15 meters. The most I've ever lifted just on a pickup is 550, and the most I've done with a run is 500. So that's going to be fun. I still think I can do well. I've got very strong legs. It just that weight, it's not about, it's still about doing it the quickest, but that is a heavy weight to have on your back, and it's not a weight I'll even go up to in training. It would just destroy your central nervous system way too much to be training that heavy. So I'll still work more on speed. I'll do a few heavy pickups just to get used to some kind of weight, and then we'll see what we do on the day. And then the final event is the Atlas Stones, starting at 170 kilos first stone, 170, 180, 190, 200, and then the last stone is going to be 225 kilos. So it's a heavy, heavy set of stones. Really looking forward to going over there. If anyone wants to come over there, there's still opportunities for tickets to be sold. I'll put a link up down below. But there's so much going on. They've got a huge event. It's it's going to be really exciting. So much money's been plastered into it. I think this is possibly the highest in terms of prize money in strongman that we've ever seen. I know it's higher than World's Strongest Man, and it's going to be fun. I'm just genuinely looking forward to it. I want to go out there, prove I'm one of the best guys still, put in a good performance. I'm not stressing about placings or kind of who I'm up against. I just want to really put in a solid performance that I can be proud of. I know when I'm finished, I was like, yeah, that was the best I can do. Then we'll see where I place. Next competition in terms of I'm going there to win is the British. So that this show is like building up towards that. I think a lot of you kind of know I've had a few niggles and injuries. I got this kind of weird kind of groin tear probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's kind of hindered me. I was really making some good progress on my deadlift, and then I had a deload session annoyingly, and I felt this kind of pop in there, and I've sort of been monitoring it and trying to get through certain contests, and it's just held me back. I've sort of been performing at 80%. So I've ended up pulling out of a few after then kind of getting another small injury in my abs, doing bar bending at the UK's, which was a fun event, by the way. It was just a strange one to do in terms of competition. I've done it in schools and things before, and it's great in terms of visual demonstration, but I'm not sure it was the best event in terms of competition. But anyway, my recovery's going well. I'm getting better, lots and lots of treatment each week. Managing my training to keep progressing each week. I've been very, very smart with my training, holding back, sticking to my plan. If you watch my training videos on Instagram, etc., you'll see every week it's kind of just small progress. I'm not kind of I don't just jump in there with competition weights. It's got to be about peaking at a certain time, and then bringing yourself back down and building up towards the next one. If you just try and go in 100% every single session, you'll destroy yourself. And that's one of the reasons I've been able to do this sport for so long. If I went at 100%, 100 miles an hour all the time, I wouldn't have been competing in strongman, anywhere near as long as I have. Going forward after this contest in Dubai, like I said, I got the British. Then I want to focus on World's Strongest Man next year, which will be my 11th World's Strongest Man contest, and then possibly just Europe. So I'm going to be a lot more selective about shows next year, just doing a few big ones, just because I'm not a young man anymore that can recover and do loads of shows. When I was younger, I think I did up to 20 shows a year. Now 3 or 4 is more than enough. But this is a show I'm absolutely looking forward to. World's Ultimate Strongman, Beast in the Middle East in Dubai, 26th of October. If you guys can make it out there to watch, I think you're going to have an awesome time. Just turn it into a holiday. There's so much going on out there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to just enjoy the time I have out there. I've got 2 days, I think, before the contest, 2 days after to enjoy it. So won't enjoy it so much before, but after we'll definitely enjoy it, and I'll hopefully see some of you guys there. Tell me what you think of the events down below. Let me comment on who you think is going to kind of really do well, how you think I'm going to do, how you think, who you think is going to win, and what events you're looking forward to. Obviously, the Yoke is something I want to try and kind of do really, really well on. I'm going to try my hardest on all the events, but that's an event I've sort of, been known for. I believe I'm the best in the world at it, but how good am I on a really heavy yoke? That's going to be interesting. But I'm definitely looking forward to the challenge. And yeah, let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, please, guys, and we will see you again soon.